2022 McLaren 720S Spider in-depth review. Hey guys, welcome back to latest luxury cars. In today's video, we are going to review the latest 2020 McLaren 720S. So let's just dive into that. Like many exotic cars, the 2022 McLaren 720S offers a lot of show and serious go. The thrills include exclusive launches and the kind of eternal agility that'll send serious drivers into ecstasy. The McLaren 720S is one of the favorite supercars because it has such a vast breadth of ability, as well as formidable outright performance. The 720S Spider, a convertible version, is arguably even better thanks to a folding hardtop putting you even closer to the action. Its performance figures are almost identical to those of hardtop coupe, with a folded roof giving the added benefit of being able to hear the 710 bhp V8 engine in all its visceral glory. If you're in the market for a convertible supercar such as McLaren 720S Spider, open-top rivals include the Ferrari 488 Spider, Lamborghini Huracan Spider, and the Audi R8 Spider, even if the McLaren is most expensive of all of these. After the McLaren F1 supercar arrived in the 1990s, it's hard to believe that the working-based firm only started producing road cars in 2011 with the introduction of MP4 12C. Since then, the brand's lineup has grown exponentially. McLaren split its models into distinct categories depending on its performance and exclusivity. In the entry-level Sport Series range are discontinued models like the McLaren 540C, 570 GT, 570S, and the more hardcore 600LT, that is long-tail model, plus Spider convertible versions of the latter two. The strength of McLaren's carbon fiber top means a conversion from coupe to convertible could be made without sacrificing stiffness and adding little weight, thus avoiding the main pitfalls that have nearly always historically made a convertible supercar a slower, heavier, and worse-looking version of the coupe from which it's derived. Now the 720S Spider has arrived to carry on that rich open bloodline. Its official brief is to be the most complete convertible supercar, and if it's as good as its credentials suggest, it should be the more desirable version of the world's best supercar, and the one you'd probably buy. The de facto world's best car even. How does the Spider differ from the standard 720S? Those credentials then, McLaren's carbon fiber monocage 2 structure has been adapted to now be called monocage 2S. That essentially means the coupe's dramatic dihedral doors have even been lost due to the fact a retractable one-piece hardtop roof needs to be added. But in doing so, all of the structure strength has been retained. No fixed roof means the addition of a new rollover protection system bonded to the chassis made from carbon fiber and 6.8 kg lighter than the 650S Spider's steel construction. How does the 720S Spider perform on the road? Whether or not you'd actually want to do 202 mph with the roof down is another matter, but due to the quite extraordinary force at which the 720S Spider accelerates, you've little doubt it'll get you there. This is one seriously quick car, both at the line and while accelerating in gear. Another quite remarkable stat is its 0 to 124 mph time of just 7.9 seconds, which is only 0.1 second shy of the coupe's. This is no poor relation to the performance stakes, and you're only made to pay for the marginal weight gain when you're long past speeds at which you'd have license confiscated anyway. The gearbox is wonderfully integrated, shifting quicker the higher up the rev range you go, and just as competent in operation whether you're using the paddle shifters or simply leaving it to its own devices. The one area in which this powertrain falls down is noise, with the twin-turbo V8 lacking any real oral soul and surprisingly quite drawn even in top gear on a motorway cruise. You're not exactly encouraged to have the glass rear screen pulled down to fill the interior with engine noise. One thing the 720S Spider is very good at is cruising. The ride is very comfortable for such a potent supercar, the kind you can cover big distances in and still feel ready for more. That shouldn't really be a surprise in a McLaren anymore, yet you're still taken aback by how sophisticated it all is. When McLaren really broke new ground with the 720S over the 12C and 650S before, it was how it married that ride sophistication with newfound handling, verve, excitement, and dynamism. And we're happy to report that something else carried over from the Coupe to the Spider. The car is fast, fun and involving, but also approachable. Whereas many a supercar is intimidating, the 720S Spider encourages you to go faster and find your limits. It displays wonderful poise and urgency, the chassis and powertrain working in harmony and all controlled through the throttle. The steering was also beautifully weighted with real accuracy and feel. You can also marvel at 720S Spider's improved usability over the 650S Spider as a convertible. The roof opens and closes faster in just 11 seconds, a 6-second improvement. And while the car is doing speeds of up to 31 mph instead of 18 mph. Both front and rear visibility are better too, the latter due to the lower rear deck and glazed buttresses. There is also an optional glass roof that turns opaque to almost transparent at the touch of a button, flooding the interior with light in the process. In practically every department, the 720S Spider has lost nothing over and is dynamic equal of the Coupe from which it's derived. And it has gained extra desirability in the process. McLaren is on the very top of its game at the moment. If you're contemplating buying a car of this type, it's unlikely you'll be worried about fuel economy and CO2 figures. Compared to a normal car, the running costs are eye-watering, but figures of 23.2 mpg and 276 gram per kilometer of CO2 are broadly similar to the Ferrari 488 GTB and Lamborghini Huracan. However, while the Huracan is claimed to return the same economy figure as the 720S, the Lamborghini has 100 bhp less and cannot match the McLaren's performance figures. Practicality is unlikely to be one of your biggest concerns when splurging nearly £250,000 on a supercar. But the 720S Spider does fairly well in this department compared with rivals. We mentioned it briefly above, but it's refreshing to drive a supercar that doesn't ignore the importance of visibility. You don't want to be scraping those carbon fiber parts on a curb. Under the bonnet, there's 150 liters of usable space, which is only slightly less than the boot space of the Toyota Aygo. You'll be able to fit a couple of bags in there, or stock them in the groceries in a middle-week shop. With the roof up, there's another 58 liters of space to fill. Because the 720S Spider will be sold in such small numbers, it won't be crash tested by Euro NCAP. However, it should keep occupants safe in a collision. The car's monocage 2S carbon fiber chassis essentially cocoons the driver and passenger in a rigid capsule, and its construction means it's incredibly strong. It was designed for track use and the possibility of high-speed impacts. Some previous McLaren have suffered with the odd electrical gremlin, but generally the company is known for its painstaking attention to detail, so we'd expect owners to face few problems. It's funny how such an expensive machine, one that makes most people hyper-aware, they can't afford it. Because that's the whole point, could become such a magnet for joy. But it was powerful to be that magnet. Not everything about the 720S is perfect. Its doors don't waste any time after a wash getting caked in grime due to the vents down the side of the car. And the interior controls are a learning curve. We can't tell the difference between 65 and 74 degrees on the climate control because both are said to be cold. In a supercar like this one, minor flaws don't matter. What matters is that all at once, you're a star. The one everyone is looking at. You're the ruler of the streets, whether that be driving through town or sharing the winning rural roads everyone likes to visit on Saturdays with a train of co-rates. That's the reality of 720S, and it's pretty much everything you dreamed it would be, just with $360,000 worth of responsibility in your hands. If you can handle and afford that, you might as well make those dreams come true. Talking about the safety, the McLaren 720S Spider has not been tested by Euro NCAP for a safety rating. This is not unusual for low-volume sales models such as the McLaren. It is, however, packed with safety kit and driver assistant aids to help protect occupants and keep other road users as safe as possible. The car has been designed with an ultra-stiff carbon fiber body, which should offer optimum protection in the event of an accident and airbags. Pond ceramic brakes do an excellent job of bringing the vehicle to a safe standstill. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to Latest Luxury Cars channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for more amazing videos.